There's no doubt anymore. Paramount has had enough of the Kurtzman era, and Star Trek is turning the page. But why can they not just burn down to the ground Season 2 of Starfleet Academy? Well, we have news for you, and we'll explain why it still must come out, even if Paramount is kicking everything Kurtzman and the message into the grave. Hello, folks. Hello, the brave. Hello, the beautiful. Yeah, that's you. Welcome back yet again to a class in understanding entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do right here every single day. And we are here to save Holly Weird as they are kicking and screaming, trying to prevent it. But we are winning, and so are you. Click the like button, and off we go. Kurtzman, you're out of there. Good news, everyone. From that Park Place. Is the Kurtzman era over for Star Trek? Has Paramount bounced him on out of there, kicked him to the curb, and said, leave our Trekkies alone? Well, there's at least one sign that might be happening from that Park Place by Marvin Montanero, the man on the panel himself. Starfleet Academy canceled. Paramount Plus pulls the plug after ratings collapsed. Now, I need to remind everybody out there that Kurtzman said recently, within the last 2 weeks. Within the last week, that the message matters more than anything. It's all about the message. And Kurtzman, within a week of saying that, has been bounced. And don't forget that Kurtzman was saying he's in talks for seasons 3 and 4 a week ago.
He looks in the mirror and he talks to himself about it. That's all.
That's right. Here's the story. Paramount has confirmed the divisive Alex Kurtzman Star Trek series will wrap its second season, cutting short what was clearly intended to be a long-term project for the franchise. And despite the polished language coming out of the studio, the reason behind the decision isn't hard to read. The show did not connect, and more importantly, it did not draw an audience. Here's the statement. We are incredibly proud of the ambition, passion, and creativity that went into bringing Star Trek Starfleet Academy to life. The series introduced audiences to a bold new group of characters, welcomed familiar faces, and expanded the Star Trek universe in exciting new ways. We're grateful to Alex Kurtzman, Noga Landau, Gaia Violo, and the entire cast and crew who pushed storytelling boundaries in the spirit of Gene Roddenberry's vision. We look forward to sharing the upcoming second and final season with everyone, emphasis on final, and continuing to celebrate the cast, crew, and all that was accomplished with this series, which is very low.
Call me presumptuous. Call me whatever. I didn't know Gene Roddenberry. I never met him. I never talked to him. But somehow I don't think gay Klingons in skirts were part of his vision. Call me crazy if you will.
Can I just say, if you scroll back up to that quote, that whole quote, that was a whole lot of nonsense corporate twaddle speak.
Sure.
To say, just to get to those 4 words, the second and final season. That whole paragraph is built to soften the blow of this show is canceled.
All right. Yeah. Can we also
that's what they have to do, right?
Can we also say that I am angry with Paramount right now for reasons that will become clear in about 15 seconds?
Okay.
Marv, we had this. We know who had this also, and I don't know if he got it out before we did in time, but we had this, and we were ready to bring this out. And darn it, MegaCon got in the way. We were going to bring this out maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, and they beat us to the punch, Marv. They beat us. We had the scoop.
Gary said it on.
He get it out before they got it out?
He said it on the Geeks and Gamers panel on Saturday.
Okay, I knew it was a race, so maybe he preempted them then.
He literally got the text on the panel.
Whoa. Okay, don't go too far on that.
Well, no,
it was on the panel. It's on the there's a GC panel video. Yeah.
Okay, with you.
Yeah. So it's public. It's public.
Okay. I'm always careful about how people get the info to them. Okay.
And by the way, Midnight's Edge has been saying this for 2 months.
Yeah, we love Andre and Tom. They've got their finger on the pulse, truly. Wiz, you were not optimistic. Now Paramount has bounced what Kurtzman wanted, and you got to think, if Kurtzman's not getting what he wanted, maybe he's not getting any of the stuff he wanted. Maybe he's done. Wiz, what say you? Is this the end of the Kurtzman era?
It seems like it might be. It seems like it might be. And not only that, interestingly, after the information went out publicly, there's a video out now. I can't really pull it up here for us to play, but it's out there. And it's the actor who plays the Klingon in Starfleet Academy. The actor, his name is Kareem Dion, and he says in this video
is that the real name?
Yeah.
He
Keep
plays
going.
Jay Den.
Kareem Dion, and his character's name is Jay Den.
Oh my!
Get it?
Hey, life finds a way. But what he actually says in this video is, it's comforting. Like we talk about the show, we can talk about the context and everything and all the damage done there. But here we have an actor that actually says, "Hey, I'm sad that it's over, but I'm very thankful for being a part of this, and I'm thankful to the Star Trek fans that watched the show." And there was absolutely zero animosity towards fans that maybe didn't like this show or called for this to be canceled. It was just an actor who said, "I'm truly thankful for the 20 episodes we got to do, and there's still another 10 on the way. It was a really great time. I love Star Trek. I love this stuff." And I'm like, oh, that's so refreshing to see, is to have an actor that's not, or somebody part of Hollywood come down.
There's a man who wants a career after this, as opposed to all these other people who don't get it.
And for that, I fully support it. Now, to talk
Absolutely.
about to talk about Star Trek getting canceled here, I wish, of course, and I've been on the record saying this in previous segments we've done, I wish the Ellisons canceled this flat out and made it all go away and did not have to air season 2. I think what we know about season 2, and a lot of people have been covering it, it ends on a really nasty cliffhanger. It's not a good setup. It's not a good continuation. If you look at season 1 in isolation,
why are they going to release it? Why would they even let's think? Let's go in the meta of this. Okay, let's get in their heads. Why would they release it if it's going to end on a cliffhanger? It's not going to be well received. It's a lame duck. The ratings will be terrible. Even those, the very few who supported it, now they're angry, so they're not going to watch it. So what is the point in releasing
taxes is the point.
So
write-off is the point.
When the Ellisons acquired Paramount, this was already ordered. They had already produced season 1 and 2. And if they were to, and I looked into this myself, if they were to cancel this show outright, they would end up having to pay somewhere between $150 million to maybe the upwards of $200 million to people involved to make this thing go away. However, there's another clause in there. It's part of, I'm no lawyer, I'm a fake wizard. It's part of like the licensing and how these contracts are done with the unions, that Kurtzman and anybody else involved could theoretically sue Paramount for ending the contract early and besmirching their name in Hollywood. How are they supposed to get work when this massive show is canceled to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars? So that's why they can't outright do it. And to lose point, taxes, that's always going to be a big deal here. I think they should have just bit the bullet and paid everybody off. If it costs you $250 million, $300 million, the Ellisons have what is known in the gamer world as the unlimited money glitch. They've got unlimited money. You can make this go away.
They're the second richest legitimately acquired, wealth family in the world. That said, there's a lot of money that is currently owed. We'll watch how that plays out. But Andy, I want to go to you with this one. Andy, get ready for a real easy home run. I want you to watch. This is what Kurtzman was saying just before his series was canceled, and appears he's done. Here's what he was saying about his time at Star Trek. Remember, it's all about the message. These are the Saturn Awards. Here's Kurtzman. Here's what he says to the fans about Star Trek.
Gene Roddenberry had this lightning bolt of an idea, and I think he understood something fundamental about the nature of science fiction and genre storytelling, which is that science fiction is not really about the future, it's about now. It is.
We'll just stop there. That's good enough. Andy, science fiction, according to Kurtzman, is not about the future. It's about now. It's about modern politics, social issues. It's about now. And now, Andy, I'd like to say that Kurtzman's career is also no longer about the future.
Alex Kurtzman should be patient zero for COVID-19. He should be like, everything this guy's touched has been horrible. He wasn't involved with The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Everything that he touches, he's got this poison typhoid Mary effect on. He's Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry's vision. He was a humanist. He was like, we got past all this stuff. The episode with Abraham Lincoln kind of said it all. He was looking at people being the best they could be, being the effort they could be, not like accepting every kind of weird fetish, not including season 1 of TNG, where they had like the guys running around in the skirts too. They got past that really quick. They ditched that idea really quickly. But there's a human story inside. There's like that we're still human, but we're aspiring, we're aspirational, we're trying to be the best we can be. Alex Kurtzman doesn't get this. Alex Kurtzman is like, and I don't know that he believes in anything other than like what's going to promote him and getting him his next gig. He dove in on all this when it was coming, and really tied his wagon to the woke pack. I don't know that he believes any of it, but he hasn't gotten the memo that the public has shifted. The public has rejected this full scale. I'm interested to see, like, with some of the studios changing direction, except for, of course, we have Dana Walden, who will never change direction. And maybe he can get a job with her, but that's about it. Everybody else is sort of seeing the writing on the wall. I shouldn't say writing on the wall. The flaming message that has been, etched into the wall and blazing like a hot sun, that people don't want to be lectured to, and they just want entertainment. They want human stories. They want well, you just see it now with Project Hail Mary. Ryan Gosling and a better geode from Star Wars, the rock character. You have a rock puppet and Ryan Gosling making tons of money because it's a story. It's a good story. And Kurtzman doesn't get that. Kurtzman is just like this idea, like, wait, what box haven't we checked yet? We've defiled everybody else. Oh, that's right. We didn't get the Klingons yet. Let's do them next.
No, that's excellent points. I mean, if you want real science fiction right now, you need to go watch Project Hail Mary. That's where the real sci-fi is. That's where the optimism is. And by the way, they took special, effort to stay away from anything that had a whiff of woke in Project Hail Mary. At least that's the way I see it. Guys, any thoughts on that in the future of sci-fi?
Well, the thing about Hail Mary, you have two choices when the world is about to end. You can, knowing the odds are extremely long and you'll probably fail, try to fix it, or you can just sit there and wallow in it. Kurtzman wants to wallow in the problems of now, as opposed to Roddenberry, who said, we're going to solve these problems in the future. We'll have new ones, and we'll meet new people, and we'll have issues, but we will solve them because our best nature will win. This guy doesn't believe in our best nature. This guy believes in all of our conflict as being redeeming somehow.
Well, they sent Ryan Gosling. They sent Ryan Gosling because he was the best man for the job, not the most diverse character.
Right.
Well, the overwhelming problem with Kurtzman's Star Trek, if you pick up, you can tune in on any episode. You're going to realize that, yeah, you can have all these people wearing makeup and costumes and being aliens, right? But if you listen to how they speak and how they carry themselves and how they interact with each other, they're all just, and I'm not being derogatory, but they're just Californians. They're just people that live in Los Angeles. They're written as
Californians. Yep.
Yeah, they're just Californians with Californian values, even though they're supposed to be alien and otherworldly and have different cultures and values. And so, Pro, to answer really your question on thoughts about sci-fi, sci-fi needs to go back to the roots of being different, and it needs to battle with the concepts of different and see how.
Not the USS
Right.
Portland.
Why would you want to just see the world you live in now, but with more technology? The point of this future is that it's supposed to be so radically different. It's supposed to be about what we can strive to become if we put aside our differences. But he didn't want to put aside those differences. He wanted to embrace them. He wanted to accentuate them. He wanted to make everything about those differences because that's the message. The message, all this time in the future now, even hundreds of years after the time of Kirk, and they're still dealing with this stuff stuff that they had already wiped away in the Federation. It's nihilistic, it's offensive, and it's just plain stupid.
Well,
I'm glad it's over.
We're looking at a very different next 10 years with AI and all the stuff that's about to happen. The future is now, folks. The future is now. And we'll see how things go with our sci-fi franchises, but the way to go is Project Hail Mary. Human touch, something that's universal. Get back to optimism, hope, and let's go into a future we can all grasp hold of.
Why can't I go around topless anymore?
Because it's not appropriate.
Kevin Apollo isn't appropriate?
Kevin Apollo's like a Greek god. And besides, he does kind of wear shirts. Sometimes.
I mean, that kind of explains it.
I mean, technically Apollo is a Roman god borrowed from the Greeks, which makes sense, because he's powerful and has great takes.
Look, if you love Athena that much, you can marry him.
Nope. But I do plan to check out Lauren and Apollo on Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Wait, Lauren's there? This is another opportunity to see if we can get him to watch the Highlander movies.